Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're analyzing what I can only describe as the absolute unicorn of the beauty world. We're talking about a manicure style that just keeps taking the industry by storm, over and over again, basically proving itself to be the ultimate chameleon. I mean, imagine a nail design that works effortlessly, where you're stepping into a high-stakes board meeting, sweating it out at the gym, or raising a glass at a beach holiday wedding. Have you ever actually found a style that effortlessly transitions across literally every single aspect of your busy life? Most trends, they force you to choose. Do you want to look corporate, or do you want to look ready for a summer party? Very, very few styles allow you to bypass that choice completely. But this specific gradient, it does exactly that. It beautifully bridges the gap between natural beauty and elegant minimalism. Okay, let's dive into this. Section 1. The French ombre defined. Let's start by defining exactly what this beloved trend actually is, because while you have almost certainly seen it in the wild, you might not know the super fascinating history behind its name. So baby boomer nails, which are also really widely known as the French ombre, rely on a technique where the nail color gradually fades from a soft nude or pale pink near the cuticle right into a crisp white at the tip. But why the name baby boomer? Well, it actually carries a distinct nod to mid-20th century American style. The baby boomer generation, born between the 1940s and 1960s, heavily favored this understated, groomed elegance. Think pearl necklaces, perfectly tailored blazers, and impeccably neat hands. That incredibly refined sensibility is exactly what this manicure channels.
To really understand the massive appeal here, you just have to look at the stark contrast. A traditional French manicure relies on a sharp, highly defined white line. It's bold. But the baby boomer style, it gives you this seamless, smoky gradient. There's literally no visible boundary, just a soft blend that makes it look like the nail plate itself is naturally fading to white. And what makes this so incredibly powerful is that this French fade technique visually elongates your fingers. So whether your nails are square, almond, oval, or coffin, this gradient flatters every single shape. It works because it naturally draws the eye right along the length of the nail, rather than cutting bluntly across its width.
I absolutely love this visual metaphor from our source material. They are the nail equivalent of a well-cut white shirt. Always appropriate, always elevated. I mean, hits the nail right on the head, right? This brilliantly illustrates why it fits the modern clean girl aesthetic so perfectly. It's minimal, it's highly polished, and it always just looks effortlessly put together. Moving right along, Section 2, Reasons for Staying Power. Now, what's really interesting to point out here is that this isn't just some fleeting nostalgic fad. Actually, there are exactly 7 real practical reasons why salons have seen consistent requests for this specific design for over 2 decades now. It's honestly much closer to a staple wardrobe basic than a temporary trend.
So rather than just running through a checklist, think about the actual life cycle of your manicure. It starts out incredibly clean and appropriate for basically any context you can think of, offering this subtle but eye-catching elegance. People are definitely going to notice how well-groomed your hands look, even if they don't know exactly why. But its absolute true superpower is the durability. Because of that soft gradient, it naturally conceals regrowth at the base. You can literally go weeks without it looking grown out or messy. Throw in the fact that it effortlessly matches absolutely every season and every sweater in your closet, and you've got yourself a highly customizable, insanely low-maintenance dream.
And of course, there's the ultimate test of a truly timeless look. It is the definitive bridal choice. This style has become so deeply intertwined with weddings that many brides just walk right into a salon and simply ask for the gradient French. And the technicians know exactly what they mean every single time. The sheer softness of the fade holds up through the entire event without ever looking overdone. It never violently competes with your jewelry, and it perfectly complements pretty much every single dress shade, from stark ivory all the way to warm champagne.
Let's switch gears a bit. Section 3, Beyond the Classic Look. While the classic pink to white is obviously the foundation, calling literally everything a baby boomer really undersells the incredibly exciting variations available to us right now. This style is so customizable. You've got the classic almond for that everyday clean elegance, but say you swap the pink for a peach or beige base. Suddenly, the gradient harmonizes beautifully with warmer skin tones. You could add a chrome or shimmer tip if you're getting ready for an evening out, or, and I love this one, try the ice cream effect. It's this melted, super diffused edge that's just really fresh, less formal, and absolutely perfect for casual summer holidays.
I want to specifically highlight something for all the viewers out there who prefer keeping things a bit more practical. There's this huge myth floating around that you absolutely need long almond or coffin nails to pull off this gradient. Completely not true. The short square baby boomer is this compact, super modern, and incredibly wearable look. The gradient is simply compressed down, leaving this really clean, graphic effect that proves, without a doubt, length is absolutely not required to achieve this level of elegance.
Okay, let's get practical. Section 4, Step-by-Step DIY Guide.
So, the crucial point here is you don't actually have to go to a high-end salon to get this look. It is entirely achievable right at home using gel, acrylic, or even just regular polish. You just need to practice a few core principles. 2 shades, a seamless blend, and making sure each layer is fully cured or totally dry before the next one goes on. Step 1, prep thoroughly. We're talking filing, gently buffing without thinning out the nail plate, please, and priming. Step 2 is applying your sheared base color in a nice, thin layer. Step 3 is where the magic happens, creating the gradient. And finally, Step 4 is sealing the whole shebang with a top coat and hydrating your skin with some cuticle oil. And remember, layers must be kept thin to work properly.
So the total make-or-break moment is Step 3. As the source material notes, the goal is to eliminate any hard boundary while keeping the tip visibly white. To actually pull this off, you apply white to the top third of the nail, and before it cures, use a clean makeup sponge or a soft ombre brush to very gently tap and blend the white downward into the pink base. You want to work quickly with a super light touch. And for the beginners out there, take note. Practice really does make perfect. 2 or 3 thin blending passes usually produce a way cleaner, softer result than trying to do it all in one heavy, gloopy pass.
So, now that we know exactly where this style came from and how to recreate it ourselves, we have to ask a bigger question. Where is this trend actually heading in 2026? Because make no mistake, the style is evolving as we speak. Let's move to Section 5 and see how this builds out, the 2026 style forecast.
The future of the French fade is moving in some very, very distinct directions, based on the newest forecasts from our source material. Just compare the classic 2023 finish to the upcoming 2026 evolution. While the clean girl aesthetic definitely ensures the classic high-gloss pure white tip isn't going anywhere anytime soon, 2026 is bringing a massive shift toward pearl and holographic shifts. We're talking about tips that read as bright white in flat light but catch these beautiful flashes of color whenever you move your hands. Plus, satin and porcelain effect top coats are really gaining ground. This slight softening gives the whole gradient a more textural, almost fabric-like quality. It aligns perfectly with a broader industry move toward more tactile aesthetics in nail art. It's a bit more editorial, but still beautifully understated.
Oh, and if you are heading somewhere warm soon, definitely keep this specific detail in your back pocket. The almond shape remains totally dominant, but pairing it with those newer iridescent tips creates the most absolutely stunning contrast on tanned skin. That warm skin tone against the cool nude to white gradient just becomes incredibly dramatic and highly visible. It is for sure the ultimate poolside photographic essential.
So, I'll leave you with this somewhat provocative thought to consider today. When does a manicure actually stop being a trend and become a true style position? Honestly, baby boomer nails show us exactly what that evolution looks like. It happens when a style becomes about enduring refinement, rather than just making a loud, fleeting statement. When the sheer polish and the finish are the main point, rather than just a busy pattern. Whether you're heading straight into the office or celebrating a massive life milestone, this gradient proves that sometimes the quietest styles really do speak the loudest. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer. Keep learning, and I'll see you all next time.